The L bracket is probably one of the simplest pieces of kit that any photographer will own, yet it's one of the most indispensable pieces of kit to a lot of photographers, especially those who shoot landscape or use a tripod on a regular basis. And this L bracket here is from Legged Thing, the UK-based tripod company. Most of their products are named with proper names. I've got a Brian, a Tim, a Keith, and an Iggy. However, this is the snappily titled QR-11 LG, G for grey. And it was their first L bracket. I've used it a number of years on my D850. It's what they call a universal L bracket, and it did fit and does fit a lot of different camera bodies. However, when it came to the Z-series, for some reason, the Nikon designers decided to put the screw thread for the tripod screw offset from the center line of the camera, right at the front. So whilst this universal bracket fits, it works, sadly you can't open any of the access ports, you can't change the battery without moving it, and you can't use the FTZ adapter without taking it off. So sadly my universal L bracket is no longer quite as universal as it was. I can't blame that on Legged Thing, obviously. As I say, I've not yet heard a logical reason as to why the tripod mount is offset, but I'm sure there is a perfectly logical engineering reason as to why that would be. Luckily, the world is an innovative place, and many companies have been bringing to market L brackets that are tailored specifically for the Z-series cameras. Legged Thing is one of those. They've brought to market their Zelda bracket, which we're going to have a quick look at today. It's not going to be the most in-depth of reviews because, to be honest, it's an L bracket. It's one of the simplest pieces of kit you can have in your bag as a photographer or videographer, and therefore there's not a lot you can really say about it. And I'll give Legged Thing their due. It pretty much does what it says on the tin. So let's take a quick look at what you get in the box. You get the main attraction, which is Zelda herself, which is, in Legged Thing's own words, designed for the Nikon Z-series mirrorless cameras and precision milled from a single block of aircraft-grade magnesium alloy. Zelda gives full access to the battery door, memory card slot and side ports with the bracket in place. You also get a lovely carrying case and you get a little hex spanner. So this is Zelda. I've got it in the grey gunmetal finish here, although it does come in a what looks orange or a copper finish as well. It is a well-designed piece of kit. You'll see it is really light. It's noticeably lighter than the universal L bracket. It does have these cutouts which are really great for just getting your thumb in underneath the screen and pulling the screen out on the Z-series cameras. It's got a couple of pins on the bottom here to stop the camera sliding out of the Arca Swiss mount. It's also got a pin here on one end for when it's in the vertical mode, stopping it sliding out, but it doesn't have a pin on the other end, so you do have to be careful it doesn't slide out at that end. It has the ability to attach these little Peak Design toggles or some other strap at this end, and it has got a screw thread here for attaching an arm for perhaps a monitor, a microphone or a light to the side. So it's got a lot of things thought out. However, there are a couple of really minor niggles I've got with the Zelda, and that's probably no different from any other L bracket that's designed for the Z6 Z7 cameras. Firstly, when you fit it, the covers are really quite difficult to get off the ports. It takes a couple of goes. You've got to have some reasonably strong nails to be able to flick them open. Secondly, this one's more specific to Zelda. This is the hex key that you get with it. Really useful, but it is very small. I've lost it a couple of times already. This is the one that you got with the universal bracket. It had a screwdriver on the bottom, the hex on the top, and it had a carabiner style clip on it to clip it onto your bag. That for me was much more useful than this little hex key that you get with Zelda, sadly. And that probably brings me to the biggest gripe that anyone could have with this, and that's the fact that in the UK the Zelda is 80% more expensive than the universal bracket, and significantly more expensive than the LE brackets that Three-Legged Thing are bringing out for other cameras. It's a real shame because it is a great piece of kit. I'm sure there is a logic as to why it's more expensive. Probably the fact that it's being milled from a single piece of raw material pushes up the price considerably. You know, the LE and the Universal were made from two, or are made from two pieces of metal, so you can make them in a more efficient manner. So would I say that the price should prevent you from buying it? No, it's a great piece of kit. As I say, it's one of the simplest pieces of kit you can carry in your bag, yet it's one of the most indispensable pieces of kit if you're a landscape photographer or if you use a tripod on a regular basis. So there's some links below for how you can get hold of one of these great Zelda L brackets. Equally, leave a comment in the comments below if you use an L bracket, if you find them particularly useful. If you've got a Zelda, what do you think of it? Be really interested to hear your thoughts around it. As I say, I think it is a nice piece of kit. I know Three-Legged Thing for many years. I've got a number of their tripods, so I can vouch for the quality of their kit. It is quite innovative. Worth a look if you're in the market for a new L bracket or for a tripod. So there you have it, the review of the Zelda L bracket for the Z6 and Z7. Hope you enjoyed it. As I say, leave a comment below if you use an L bracket, if you've got a Zelda, what you think of it. Be really interested to see your thoughts.